my channel. This is Raj. Today I'll be comparing the all-new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 with older model Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. This is 4, this is 3. Now let's see what's the major difference here. As you can see, the screen is a little bit wider. It's a little bit shorter than the previous one. As far as the inner screen, as you can see, if we open it, it's a little bit more wider than the old ones. Again, because this is because of the design, they made some changes. So because of this, it looks like that. What is the major difference here? Of course, you have looked so many videos online from the promotions, because they're getting paid to do that. Plus they're getting their devices for free. But keep in mind, guys, this is something I purchased on my own. So if you can help out a little bit, that'll be great. Now, let's see what you can do with the front screen. That's the major difference here. This screen is a little bit different color this time. The color gamut is a little bit different, better I would say, but of course you can set it up inside. This is much more brighter than the old one, and the way the text look when you go on a website, things like that, it's a little bit different. It's much more wider, as you can see right here. If you see, it ends on $50 and it says or also, so there's a little bit more text added, because there's a space for that. Same thing on the second line, as you can see, 90, and then it says 90-day risk. So there is space there, so they can accommodate much more text. And this is not only on a website. If you go to, let's say, YouTube, if you go to my studio and you see right here, you can see much more text on the Z Fold 4. As you can see on this video, the description of this one, the description of Volkswagen Atlas SEL 2022, you see it has much more text on it, which is useful, when you are either typing or looking around on the website. With the keyboard setting also, there's a little bit more space in between the keys, and it's easy to type, which is good. Otherwise, I always had problem typing with the old one, especially in this small screen. No matter how hard I try, I always had problem. So I'm really was looking for something, of course, compact size device when I want to use it with one hand. At the same time I can type something. So now I think Samsung has listened to the owners, and then they worked it out. Now the other major difference is the camera. Of course, maybe it looks similar to you, but now when I talk about cameras, so the first camera right here, the one in the front, is your 10 megapixel camera, which has a pixel size of 1.22 and aperture size of 2.2. Now there is another under display camera. It's right here. Let me start this camera right here. This one is only 4 megapixel, and of course, because this is an under display camera, so that's how they designed it. As you can see, it disappears completely. You cannot even see it's there, which is pretty good. Now the back cameras are major changes. You have the top one is your ultra wide camera, which is 12 megapixel, and your second one is your 50 megapixel wide angle camera. So that is a big jump from the previous model. Previous model was only 12 megapixel. So this is a big jump here. For the third camera is 10 megapixel telephoto camera. So that is good compared to the old one. And you also have the glasses on those cameras are Gorilla glasses. Telephoto camera has 3x optical zoom and 30x space zoom, they call it, or digital zoom, so which is pretty good. They also have scene optimizers, suggestions, QR codes, you can scan it, things like that. There are plenty of modes in camera for like single take photo. You can take portrait, things like that. There are plenty of those. You go to more night, food, panorama, portrait, slow motion, super slow motion, pro video, portrait video, hyperlapse, director's view. I really like that. It gives you 3 different angles, so you can see right here, you can take a look of what's going on between 3 screens, and you can record them at the same time, which is pretty good. So later on you can edit them. So that is something good about this. This one seems a little bit lighter to me compared to the old one, because the reason is maybe it is a little bit heavier, few grams, but since it was a compact device, it feels really, really heavy. And maybe it's funny, but when I use my pajamas at home and I put this in my pocket, it definitely brings that down a little bit. Always, when I'm walking fast or something in my backyard. With this one, I have not encountered those kind of problems. And it's definitely worth upgrading. Of course, many people thinking still like maybe they should upgrade or not. I would say yes, because if you're using this phone, you definitely need a good phone for cameras. So that's what happened with me. I was using Galaxy Z Fold 3, but whenever I go out, I needed a different phone or camera to carry to take a pictures. With the new phone, I don't have that issue. When I'm typing, it's not easy to type on this screen, and then if you open it, it's not easy to type on a big screen because you need both hands. You cannot type with one hand, and you can go to like one hand mode with the big screen. Then what's the point of buying a super big phone or foldable phone, I would say, when you want to go on a small screen, do that one hand typing features. So those are the things was making me I needed to switch with the Z Fold 4. Yeah, that was my thought with it. So if you guys have any question, please leave in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. Thank you guys.